So let's talk about what focus stacking is. This is the essential knowledge you need to know. So focus stacking is combining multiple images, and each image is focused at a different point, like the image you see in front of you. The first one on the left is focused at the very front, one in the middle is focused somewhere in the middle of the flower, and the last one is focused at the end of the flower. And we basically come up with an image that combines the sharpest points of each image we take. And we basically stack those three images, taking the sharpest parts of each one, combining them into one image, and getting something that we couldn't achieve in normal photography. The depth of field is completely controlled by us. We decide what is sharp and what isn't. So, in the process of focus stacking, we're combining multiple images. And if we take this picture of a flower on the right here, one of the things that you'll see is that we're going to focus at different places. And the difference between each place we focus is called the focus step width or increment. And it depends on, that increment varies depending on what kind of a subject and how close to the subject you are. So the first image I took for this was focused right there. That happens to be the closest point in this image. So I focused on that. The next image I took was focused here. The difference being the step width or the increment. And then I focused here, and I keep the increment the same. And next I focused here, and I continually did that until I finally focused at the furthest point, which is way up here. And I don't know how many images I took here. I may have taken 30 images, let's say. But each image is basically a slice of sharpness. So each image only has a small area in focus. And one of the things about depth of field that confuses a lot of people is depth of field is a fake concept. It's fake because it's defined as the region of acceptable sharpness. There's only one place that's sharp in an image, and that is where you focus. Okay, depth of field basically says that, yeah, there's a little bit in front, a little bit in back that'll be in focus, but it's not as sharp as the point that you focused on. So you kind of have to take it depth of field with a grain of salt, because there's multiple ways to calculate depth of field depending on how large you want to look at your image. So without getting too much into depth of field, we'll cover that in a minute. We're basically focusing at a lot of places along the root in this flower. And we're going to basically, each of these images is a slice of sharpness. It can take anywhere between 2 and 50 or more images. So this may have taken, I don't know, I'm going to guess 30 images, if I kept focusing at different points, maybe less. But focus stacking is also known as focal plane merging, Z stacking, or focus blending.